Okay, this video is specifically to address those who are using Windows 10 and AVS Video Editor and are having problems with AVS Video Editor crashing. So without further ado, let's get into it. I use AVS Video Editor exclusively for all my videos for my YouTube channel and Instagram and all my other video content. And it's been a reliable program, but recently when I installed it on Windows 10, it was crashing on me a lot. No warnings, a lot of issues. So in order to get that straightened out, I spent a lot of time doing so. I had several other issues in addition to the one we're going to address here, but this is typically what causes the basic problems, so we'll go over those quickly, and then maybe I'll go further into some of the other issues and how I address them later in the video. So without further ado, let's jump right into it here. This is part of a correspondence thread back and forth with them, and they just set a bunch of settings that you should set as default to help prevent it from crashing. So what I'll do is just pull you up and show you how to get to those settings and how to set them. So you open the AVS Video Editor, you go right here to Edit, you go down to Settings, and under General, you don't need to change anything. Under Edit, you want to undo Show Sound Waveforms. Under Processing, you want to switch to Single Conversion Thread Priority Normal. Under Preview, you want to use Video Buffer. Don't allow Video Overlay, just use Video Buffer. And under Acceleration, they did say you should mess around with different settings. I would say start with Auto and turn off any NVIDIA CUDA decoder or AMF decoder or Intel decoder hardware accelerators. Turn those all off and go to Auto. It's probably your best bet if you want this program not to crash on you. And then as far as environment, they didn't have a specification necessarily for that, but I really like the permanent cache. I feel like that's the most stable and reliable, and it's also really nice when you're going to open a project back up. You don't have to wait for all these files to cache back up. You have them already cached from before, and you're right back into your project and working. So those are some basic settings. So once you make that change, you click OK, then you go File, Exit, and you exit the program and you start it back up. Every time you change those settings, you have to exit the program and start back up. So I wouldn't do it in the middle of the project. Alright, so it is likely that we'll address most of your issues with AVS Video Editor crashing. They also have upgraded to 10.0 that was just recently released in the last couple weeks. It is currently June 27th, 2024. Now I had other issues on this machine, so we'll dive a little deeper now into diagnostics and other things that might be affecting AVS Video Editor crashing. I have a Windows 7 machine I run AVS on. I have licensed lifetime copies on both of these. They're both well worth the $80 for a lifetime license. The 7 machine hasn't had any issues. Knock on wood. But this machine has. And so some of the other problems that I ran into in the midst of diagnosing and tracing this and figuring it out. Now, eventually I did have to go and use their uninstall pack and their reinstall pack. One of the uninstalls I tried to do, I could not get a complete uninstall, and then when I tried to install the fresh, it wouldn't. So it hung up. So contact their support. I don't know. I don't think I can share a link directly in YouTube, or I would. But contact their support and get their uninstaller and download their latest version. I would start with that. So you run their uninstaller, it uninstalls everything, the registry, all settings that were installed by the previous program version. Then install fresh. That'll likely get you clear. But if not, here are some other issues that I ran into. One, AOEMI backupper is something I use pretty regularly around here for imaging hard drives. I found the installed version of that on the machine seemed to cause some issues with AVS. So I pulled that off. It still didn't fix the problem, so I continued diagnostics and tracing. And I also found that I have a Razer Kaio Pro video camera. It's a really high res 60 frame per second gaming video camera. I use it for streaming and live records. And the software that came with that, made by Razer Synapse, was causing all kinds of problems. And I finally stumbled across a thread on the internet that somebody mentioned that. So I uninstalled all the software from that. That seemed to actually clear the issue for the most part. But then I still had occasional crashes going on. I could not figure it out. So I recently just built this machine a few months ago. This is a Gigabyte 990 FXD UD3 R5 motherboard. So there were 4 banks in here. I took 2 out. And that made a huge difference. You'll also notice I am running the NVIDIA RTX 5000. That's a commercial grade or high-end video processing card. That thing has made a tremendous difference in video processing speed, quality, smoothness, and all. I'm able to actually edit 4K video no problem, which is really nice. Makes them for really nice quality video. With an AMD 6-core AMD FX 6300 processor. Excuse me. And it has room for dual channel memory, dual channel RAM. And I had both RAM sets in it. And didn't really think about it because I stuck it in when I built it, and it didn't seem to cause issues with any other programs I had. So I just left it in there thinking, hey, you know, it's nice having fast RAM and dual channel and the option to use additional RAM if you need it or reallocate memory. But at the end of the day, I was like, you know what? I wonder if that's the problem. So I pulled those 2 RAM chips out. We're running on just the base RAM chips, and it's been pretty stable since I did that. So if you have quirky memory or mismatched memory chips in your computer, it's a distinct possibility that that could be causing glitches with anything you're doing regarding video editing. So those are just some things to be aware of and consider if you're having trouble with video editors crashing, more specifically AVS video editor. I hope this helps someone. I hope you found this informative or interesting. If you know somebody who's using this program and they're having trouble, shoot them a link. I'd appreciate it. Thanks for watching the Pharmacy Seeds Network. Remember, keep your friends close and your farmers closer.